Okay, so we're just looking at a chart behind, which is 252, and I'm talking about the relative minor of a cage chord is one cage letter ahead in the word cage. So the relative minor of C major, of a C major shaped chord, you go C to A, is A minor. The relative minor of a shaped chord is G minor. The relative minor of a G shaped chord, one cage letter, is E minor. I don't have to play that arpeggio because I can play the chord. Relative minor of an E shaped chord, in cage we go to D minor. It's going to be up here. But no, it's not. It's going to be right here. You hear how it resolved to its parent major. Whoops. I think I got it backwards there. This should be it. So it's really like this. And then I'm having trouble seeing a little bit. Okay, so we got the hard concept. We got snagged on the easy one, which is just playing a D minor shaped, I guess it would be a C sharp minor there. Right? But the point is, E shape goes to the next cage letter, which is D, so it's a D minor shape. Even though the D minor shape, which is the second of the C shape C, is a D minor shape, but it's one half step up from the C sharp minor. And indeed it is. C sharp minor or D flat minor, D minor. So that's all that's saying. Sometimes it pays to, do a little digression. Why did I go over to this chart? It has something that I want. This chart has something that we were talking about. Okay, seem to have lost my train of thought there. So we're going to keep it simple here. So this is chart 253 here. Okay, and we have our string shapes, and we're going to be looking at them differently. I've got a nice piece of the fretboard up here. Again, there's a fret nut here, or a capo if you wanted to play it from there, but it's pretty much the fret nut. These are the tri-pentatonic 1, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the C, E, G box. Remember, C always goes to E, E always goes to C. Here's your C box here. Here's your C box here. Here's your E box here. The fourth of C is E. The fifth of E is C. And there's like a space there. So that would explain it, wouldn't it? Maybe. It looks good enough, right? That little anomaly that C always goes to E and E always goes to C. And then we have this missing fret here. So that kind of looks like our problem. In any case, so we got C, A, G, E, D here, and then C again shown for, just to show that it's a circle. Chuck always, Chuck's good dog. Oh, now if we go in fifth, we're going Chuck's good dog always eats Chuck. And then in fourth, Chuck eats all day. Good Chuck. Okay, that's the circle. So this is, and then let's look at the string shapes. Here we are. These are them. Now we're going to go over to the chord quality. So get a screen shave of that. This wonderful. It looks like the United Nations or something like that. It's wonderful. Hey, there's Italy over there. Isn't that Italy? And they have green, or is that the other guys? I don't know. but I think you know, flags are great, you know, thing for a young person to get into, and so are stamps and everything like that. Um, my mom gave me a stamp collection when I was young, and I kept it for what, 5 years, 10 years, you know, before it disappeared. I lost track of it because I didn't keep adding to it. But the price of a stamp back then was 4 cents to send. It was Lincoln was on the 4 cent stamp. That was possibly an older stamp, or maybe it was a current one for back then in like 1963. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the string shapes, and this is them: C, A, G, E, D, C, and the long three. All right. And remember, when we play the long pattern, it brings us into the next. It kind of starts on a half short pattern, and it'll take us into, as we go up the 6 strings, take us into the next short pattern. So A would start an A shape down here, even though it's going to be a mixolydian. And we're going to play into the next pattern using the caged, because caged goes this way. This arrow says cage, this arrow says cage backwards, D, E, G, A, C. It's important. It's not just semantics. It's important to realize that. I tried putting the cage word backwards here, and I realized no. If we're going this way, we'd go D, E, G, A, C. Going this way, we'd go C, A, G, E, D. So if we're starting from the A shape, it's going to end up with the G shape on top. Okay, so it'll be 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, and you know G is 6, 7 root right there. So that's our G shape, pentatonic, G shape chord, G shape C, C in the yellow right there. My C is yellow. It's going to stay yellow unless I ever change it. So that was an issue for me 10 years ago. What color things, and I've got old charts and old grids that are different colors. A lot of them have been changed out because the notes only last like a year, unless they're done really well. Then they'll last like 3 years. They're done in vinyl and laminated. So we'll talk about that in another lesson. Certainly, if I ever put them on eBay, you'll be the first to know. So let's just look at it, because sometimes these notes get in my way. I don't want to. If I do something in the key of I don't know, A flat, you know, maybe the notes are going to confuse me a little bit, the labels. So sometimes it's better just, you know, I wish I didn't have them on here at all. So don't feel bad. Just learn them on the Andy's free guitar charts here, guitar chart videos. So the majors, now this is the majors is the diatonic scale. Okay, and then over here, so we've got all the numbers here. This is just looking at the string shapes individually, not rehashing the, you know, discussion about mobility, how to go up the fretboard, down the fretboard in string shapes, up the strings in string shapes, and down the strings in string shapes. Okay, this is simply what they are, and you want to know what they are because we can also piece them together. And when you piece them together, in the majors and the minors, you'll get a pentatonic scale here, you'll get a tritonic arpeggio here, you'll get a minor arpeggio here, and you'll get half diminished arpeggios here. Now, the reason I didn't separately list minor pentatonic and half diminished pentatonics, I should have one of those half diminished pentatonics. Okay, from the other chart, I do have a half diminished pentatonic there. I didn't put it on there, and that would be 7 root 2 and then 4, 6,